Last night I had a pleasant dream. I woke up with a smile. I dreamt that I was back again in dear old Aronside. I thought I saw Loch Allen's banks and the valleys down below. It was my lovely Leitrim where the Shannon waters flow. I stood enchanted by the scene of grandeur and delight. I headed off for Carricktown before the dark of night. I passed Sheemore, that fairy hill where flowers wildly grow, and I saw the grave of Finn McCool where the Shannon waters flow. The next I saw was Fenagh town with her ancient abbey wall, where the preaching of her holy monks re-echoes through her hall. I stood with reverence on the spot, reluctant for to go, from the town of saints and sages where the Shannon waters flow. I have travelled far to these great lands, from the east unto the west, but of all the islands I have seen, I love my own the best. And if ever I return again, there's one place I will go. It will be to lovely Leitrim where the Shannon waters flow.
I was 18 years old when I went down to Dublin with a fistful of money and a cartload of dreams. Take your time, said me father, stop rushing like hell, and remember all is not what it seems to be. For there's fellas would cut you for the coat on your back, or the watch that you got from your mother. So take care, me young bucko, and mind yourself well, and will you give this wee note to me brother? At the time Uncle Benji was a policeman in Brooklyn, and me father, the youngest, looked after the farm. When a phone call from America said send the lad over, and the old fella said sure it wouldn't do any harm. For I've spent my life working this dirty old ground for a few pints of porter and the smell of a pound. And sure maybe there's something you learn or you'll see, and you can bring it back home, make it easy on me. So I landed at Kennedy, and a big yellow taxi carried me and me bags through the streets and the rain. Well, me poor heart was thumping around with excitement, and I hardly even heard what the driver was saying. We came in the Shore Parkway to the flatlands in Brooklyn, to my uncle's apartment on East 53rd. I was feeling so happy, I was humming a song, and I sang "You're as free as a bird." Well, to shorten the story, what I found out that day was that Benji got shot down in an uptown foray. And while I was flying my way to New York, poor Benji was lying in a coal city morgue. Well, I phoned up the old fella, told him the news. I could tell he could hardly stand up in his shoes, and he wept as he told me, go ahead with the plan, and not to forget be a proud Irishman. So I went up to Nelly's beside Fordham Road, and I started to learn about lifting a load. But the heaviest thing that I carried that year was the bittersweet thoughts of my hometown so dear. I went home that December 'cause the old fella died. Had to borrow the money from Phil on the side, and all the bright flowers and brass couldn't hide the poor wasted face of me father. I sold up the old farmyard for what it was worth, and into my bag stuck a handful of earth. Then I boarded a train and I caught me a plane, and I found myself back in the US again. It's been 22 years since I've set foot in Dublin. Me kids know to use the correct knife and fork. But I'll never forget the green grass and the rivers as I keep law and order in the streets of New York. Na 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 na
By a lonely prison wall, I heard the young girl calling, Michael, they are taking you away, for you stole Trevelyan's corn, so the young might see the morn. Now a prison ship lies waiting in the bay. Low lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly. Our love was on the wings, we had dreams and songs to sing. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. By a lonely prison wall, I heard the young man calling, nothing matters, Mary, when you're free. Against the famine and the crown, I rebelled, they shot me down. Now you must raise our child with dignity. Low lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly. Our love was on the wings, we had dreams and songs to sing. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. Harbor wall, I watched the last star falling as a prison ship sailed out against the sky. Sure, she'll wait and hope and pray for her love in Botany Bay. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. Oh, dreams and songs to sing. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. I'm a rambler, I'm a gambler, I'm a long way from home, and if you don't like me, well, leave me alone. I'll eat when I'm hungry, I'll drink when I'm dry, and the moonshine don't kill me, I'll live till I die. I've been